we here at Terradrift are all about ultralight backpacking. It's kind of one of our favorite things to do. We've gotten to test a lot of really great ultralight backpacking gear, including these two packs right here. That's the Gossamer Gear Gorilla 50
and the LiteAF ECOPAK Curve 40.
But we thought, what if we tested them back to back?
So let's head to the trail and see what we thought of these packs during testing.
Starting off our ultralight test, I have the Gossamer Gear Gorilla 50 liter, which is way too big for the amount of stuff that I have in it.
I, on the other hand, have the LiteAF ECOPAK.
They both have a U-shaped aluminum stay, I guess you could almost say, like a U-shaped aluminum frame inside the pack to help give it a little bit of rigidity, but that's it. They both have hip belts. They're pretty similar in functional design, so we're gonna kind of test them out and see which one we like better, and then walk through how all of our gear performs as we kind of continue on the route here. So far, it kind of feels like my backpack is lighter than my day pack was earlier today. I did have my large camera in it, but honestly, this pack is so light. It's really quite delightful.
So far this pack feels great. You know, it's all about how you pack an ultralight pack, and most of what I have in my bag is soft goods. The tent itself I put up with trekking poles, so those are on the outside of the pack, and you know, just kind of did a single layer of all of my my sleep system, and yeah, it feels really good on my back. No issues, no pressure points. I do have this zip up on that's like giving me a little extra padding, but I mean, the pack's so light I don't really need that. It's just like extra little cush. But yeah, so far so good.
There she is. Shelter for the night, should we choose to use it. Also seems like might be a spot or two to pitch a tent. We got a little water right down here, running water for filtering, and apparently a fire pit. So what's not to love? Oh, I will say though, pack related, there is one nice thing about the Gossamer gear that the LiteAF does not have, and that is this guy right here, my little seat pad. Now it looks a little different on the new models. This is a slightly older model of this backpack, so the seat pad looks a little different now, but this fits into the back of the pack here and creates sort of a padding and airflow and frame system. There's also a slight internal frame in here as well, but yeah, so this doubles as cushioning for your back, and you can take it out and sit on it. So that's what I was doing while we were making dinner and stuff. Big fan of this whole situation and not having to pack an extra seat pad. All right, time to switch bags. What are your initial thoughts? Because you haven't used this bag before.
I have not. So, I mean, it's so light. Like, I've had zero problems. Like, if you pack it right, it shouldn't matter, really. I think my theory is that we're going to switch packs, and I'm going to see zero difference. And it's going to come down to what accessories are on the bag that I really like. So I'm really happy with it right now. There are just tons of pockets on this, which make it really nice. And like the water bottle pockets, they're not stretchy or anything, but they are big and easy to get stuff in and out of.
Heck yes, they are.
So, I mean, there aren't any pockets on the hip belt, but I don't really mind that much. It's so lightweight, it's not really a big deal to just swing around and get stuff out of this giant stretchy pocket, which I also love. Yeah. Good straps, compression straps and things. Yeah. Loops for attaching accessories. I'm pretty happy. How about you? What do you think of your pack?
I mean, likewise, I've carried this plenty of times, obviously, so I've always found it quite comfortable. I like the fact that it has that seat pad in the back to sort of like give it a little more squish, but also the multi-functionality of it. You know, the pockets aren't quite as big, but I do appreciate a hip belt pocket. They're not huge, so I wouldn't hate, you know, some extra pockets on the straps, but you can add those on, just like you can add hip belt pockets onto the LiteAF pack. So it's just sort of like customization at this point, but I find this very comfortable and well fitted. So I'm interested to see how they compare, just like one right after the other. So now that we're back, what did we think about them? Well, first of all, they are very similar packs. They have ultralight aluminum frames, sort of one of those U-shaped bars in the back. The Gossamer gear does benefit from also having a foam pad in the back that doubles as a removable seat pad and as a little more of a, I guess, padding on your spine and your back that helps a little bit more with airflow.
On the other hand, the LiteAF just has more pockets and more pocket where there are shared pockets, and also things like these gigantic water bottle pockets on the side, which are made out of the same material as the body of the pack, which are not stretchy.
But honestly, that's what I like about this pack, is that it just feels so incredibly durable, which is good because this pack in this configuration, which you can customize, by the way, costs over $400. So it should last a really long time to sort of help you recoup that cost. This is a pack that you're going to buy once and hopefully use for the rest of your life. Not that the Gossamer gear is shabby in that department. They're both made of recycled materials, by the way. I do think the Gossamer gear pack has more points where the fabric is just softer and may tear more easily. Although I've beat this pack up pretty good and nothing has gone south so far. But it would also be pretty easy to repair.
That said, even though this is an extremely durable material, it is extremely noisy. So I don't know, for me, it wasn't terribly distracting. I think it also depends on how much you have in the bag. If you're not carrying as much in the bag, I can see where, you know, it might crinkle a little bit more as you're going down the trail. What did you think of it?
It did crunch a bit, and I noticed it mostly because I carried the Gossamer gear first. So when I put on the LiteAF, I could hear just a little bit of crinkling in my ears when I would move quickly, which, you know, I often do. So certainly not a deal breaker, but it's something to consider. As is comfort. Both Josh and I felt that the Gossamer gear was just a tad more comfortable, which has to do a lot with these shoulder pads, which are just pretty soft and flexible right out of the gate, but also this seat pad.
Yeah, so I will say that on warmer weather hikes, both of these are gonna get a little sweaty. It's not like carrying an Osprey with that free-floating mesh back. So this was warm just because of that foam back panel, and this, on the other hand, was warm just because it's made out of that ECOPAK material, which doesn't really breathe.
Just presses right against your back. The foam pad here may help with that a little bit and also kind of give you a little more structure. The pad does look a little different now. This is the previous generation of this pack, but there's still a foam pad there, just so you know.
Now the Gossamer gear technically does hold 10 more liters than the LiteAF pack does.
Though it doesn't really look like it. And honestly, this pack feels smaller on my body than the LiteAF does. It's just taller, so it comes up a little higher behind my head. That said, there's plenty to like about the LiteAF pack. I love the giant water bottle pockets. It's just so easy to just throw a water bottle back in there while you're going without having to like pull open a stretchy pocket and maneuver a bottle in. Not that these pockets are shabby. They're plenty big. You do just have to, you know, pull them open a bit to get the bottle in there.
So as far as the hip belt goes, they're very similar in fit to each other. However, the Gossamer gear does have pockets, one stretch pocket and one zipper pocket on the opposite side, whereas the LiteAF doesn't have any pockets. However, they do have pockets on the straps themselves,
which the Gossamer gear doesn't. That said, you can buy accessories from both brands, including an attachable sort of hip belt pocket to put on the LiteAF and a clip-on shoulder strap pocket for the Gossamer gear. So they both are customizable in that way. Otherwise, features are pretty similar across both packs. There are places to put your trekking poles on both of them, plenty of accessory straps, and places to loop on paracord or bungees. They both have these nice big stretchy front pockets to stash things quickly. Honestly, I really like both packs. And when it comes to customization, the LiteAF pack really takes it up a notch. You can literally custom build this whole thing, and it's available in so many colors and patterns. So that's pretty cool. This one's only available in 2, I think, right now.
But the customization is what accounts for the high price tag. You can, of course, get a base model and not pay nearly as much.
They're even almost identical in the weight department. The Gossamer gear is just over 30 ounces for a small.
And the LiteAF is just over 31 ounces.
So very similar in that respect.
But which one are we going to choose for our next backpacking trip?
Honestly, for me, I think I'm going to stick with the Gossamer gear Gorilla 50. I just find it more comfortable, even if it doesn't have quite as many shiny features as the LiteAF. It's not as customizable or as colorful. I do find it more comfortable. And there are still plenty of things on it that you can customize, including the hip belt and pockets and all kinds of things. So this one just feels more comfortable to me. I like putting it on my back. I'm going Gossamer gear.
And even though I don't really have any major complaints with the LiteAF, I do really love the open water bottle pockets and this huge stretch front pocket for stashing things, like a jacket when you're shedding a layer. I also found the Gossamer gear just a little bit more comfortable, and part of that is that foam back panel. It just really makes it feel that much cozier and does allow a little bit more breathing.
There you have it. Gossamer gear Gorilla 50 comes out ahead.
So get out there, pack ultralight, and wander on.